Has anyone from a commission ever come to you and explained what the judging criteria is and said, "Hey, this is how we're going to score this fight"?
No, absolutely not. I mean, there's a definition of what's supposed to be scored, but you can't take the human out of it. Everybody, it's in the eye of the beholder per se. And so, if you have two judges that are coming from grappling backgrounds and one from a striking background, then I'm sure that the grappling is going to be more heavily favored in the scoring. You know, so I guess you could maybe see who your judges are going to be, see what kind of background they have, and then play to that. That'd be the only way to kind of,
Hmm.
because it's never going to be the same. It's always going to be something different every fight, every time they change the judges.
Do you wish there was more of that transparency and more explanation given by the commissions?
Uh, there's really no, it's not this or that in this sport. For me, the surest way past that is to knock them out or get knocked out.
Fair enough. Last thing for me, there's been a lot of buzz on social media the last few days about Conor and Habib keeps coming up. Conor and Habib. Maybe Ultimate Fighter. But Habib has a fight coming up, and it's against you in a few weeks. I mean, do you think that buzz is a little bit like maybe pump the brakes on that a little bit?
It doesn't matter. Khabib's gonna go fight GSP after I beat him, and then go. So I'll be here. I'll have the belt, and I'll be ready.
You think McGregor would be the first contender if you're the champ?
I don't even want to talk about that guy. I'm done there.
Fair enough. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it.
Yep.
We will take our next set of questions from Mojang Wu with Hupu Media.
Hi, Justin. How are you?
Great, thank you. How are you doing?
Hey, great. This is a Tiger brother from China. So many Chinese fans, including me, believe you are the most violent lightweight fighter in the UFC. They love to see you stand in front of opponents and exchange heavy punches. But we didn't get enough chances to see you fight on the ground for most time. Would you bring out something different when you fight against Khabib this time?
So I've wrestled my whole life, and I wrestle a lot in there. Huge part of wrestling is not being able to let someone take you down and hold you down, and that was my main focus my whole life when I wrestled. I never had a great offense, but you could not take me down. You could not hold me down. So, I'm going to use that. It's very important to stay off the ground. I'm not trying to go in there and wrestle with Habib. I don't think I could beat him in a wrestling now because I haven't focused on wrestling like that to win a wrestling match. I'm not there, but I've constantly worked on my defense. That's never gone away. You know, in fighting, it's detrimental to be on bottom, but when someone can beat you up and cause serious injury to you, then being taken down is not where you want to be and laying on your back. So I have to focus on not being on the fence, not getting taken down, and if I do get taken down, I got to make him work. Like his life depends on it. If he does take me down, then I need to make sure that I threaten him with something up the middle that at least is going to make him hesitate next time. And so that's what I'll be in there doing.
Wow, that's very cool. So we know you offer the $500 for anyone who can drop you during the body shot sparring to get more prepared for war on this fight. So you have created a reward system to let training partners push you harder, right?
Yeah.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt about your great determination and hard work you put for this fight. But how would you keep the balance between training properly and push yourself hard prior to the biggest fight of your career?
I mean, Trevor Whitman is my coach, and he is at every single one of my workouts. I really trust him, to pull me back if I ever need to be pulled back, things like that. But I just really need people to come in here and really train hard. I can't have guys that are hesitating, because I'm going to
Mhm.
have hurting them if they're hesitating and they're scared. And I need people. You need to understand I can spar with anybody and not hurt you. I've done it a lot with normal people off the street, just for fun, and I will not hurt you. If you're at my level, you have control of everything. I can put my foot on your face and not kick you. Um, so, I need them to push me, but, I just have to keep working like I always have. I've always had people around me that, have protected me from myself. And right now, Trevor is that man. So, if it needs to be, if it needs to happen, he'll do it. But, I have to be ready mentally.
Okay. And it seems that you had a last time when you met the leader in Nevada rally half months ago. So what kind of energy does that give to you? Do you remember that last time?
I mean, it's when it comes to this fight, there's only like 4 or 5 things I can control. So that doesn't mean a thing. But after the fact, I'll love to. Trump is a huge fan of MMA. He's a huge, he's a reason, maybe not a huge reason, but he's a reason that the UFC is here. Um, he opened his doors for us when we had no doors to walk through. So yeah, it was, and being the president of the United States, it doesn't matter. It could have been, it could have been Obama, it could have been Trump, it could be, if I meet the president of the United States, I'm from a very small town, a very small place, from hardworking people. We respect the president of the United States as our leader, and so it was really cool opportunity for me, for my family, for my town, to get to have that experience.
Yeah, I found a very interesting scene. Kobe Covington putting his hand over your shoulder when you guys were taking photos. So what kind of a relationship you guys have built up after that meeting?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I actually the day after that I was singing his praises because of how professional he was and how I guess how he held himself. But then he went on to do a bunch of interviews, and I really I probably despise that man more than anybody on planet Earth, other than like child pedophiles and murderers and things like that. But he is a coward. He is a fake person. He shook my. He stands there and acts like this soft, you know, soft-hearted dude, and then he gets behind a camera and is a total coward and a fake person. I've never met someone as fake as Kobe Covington, and yeah, as a man, I would love to slap him right across the face.
Wow, I see that. So can I ask you one last question? So could you predict the result of this fight and through which way?
No, I never guess or pick how my fights will end. I'm, this is the biggest fight of my life, and winning
Yeah.
is critical. Winning will change the course of my life. And so I'm putting everything and anything I can in order to be properly prepared.
Thank you so much, Gaethje, and we love you so much as always. We appreciate your true character, and the best good luck on that fight. Thank you so much.
You have a great day.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Dennis Gecko with RT.
Hello, Justin. Can you hear me?
Sir.
Uh, do you need to get aggressive towards someone you're fighting, or you just like to keep it professional?
Uh, I never want to get aggressive. It was weird. Back when I was like in World Series, I was a crazy dude. Like, during weigh-ins, I'd walk around staring at my guy and trying to intimidate him. But I don't know if I needed a sense of confidence that I couldn't, get by myself. But it was always fake. I'd have despised some people. I when I fought for Mino, I didn't like the guy for some reason. Vic Johnson, those are awesome wins, in hindsight. But I really have learned that you can never let somebody control your thoughts or emotions. So, for me, it's just another day at the office, and I'm trying to get paid.
Is it going to be hard for you to get aggressive against Khabib, keeping in mind what has happened to his family lately?
No, no. I'm gonna try to kill him like he's gonna try to kill me, and I shouldn't be using that phrase. I'm gonna try and beat him, into submission. I want him to quit. I want him to know that I am the superior athlete, the superior man. That's the goal of this game. Um, no, that's it's not a factor. It's not a factor for him or for me once that cage closes.
Have you changed anything in your preparation as far as different sparring partners, keeping in mind Habib's style and his wrestling, his grappling level?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been focusing on, in order to wrestle, for a certain amount of time, you have to prepare your body. This acid that starts to build up in your forearms and your feet and your calves and your thighs, is something that you can't just gain overnight. So I've definitely been focusing on this, not only my whole life, but certainly the last, like 9 weeks. I've been really, really hammering down on it. Um, I surround myself with people that I pay to get me ready to fight, and I follow lessons, I follow directions. So I'll be ready.
And the last one for me, Habib has been for a few weeks already in Emirates. He's getting ready. He's training here, and you come in later. Do you think it's gonna be a factor for you that he has been here for certain amount of time? He's well, uh, you know, he acclimatized, yeah. So, what do you think?
Um, I think if I allow it to become a factor, then it can be. But you know, it's fight or flight. When my life's on the line, when I'm in danger, I'm gonna fight. It doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 p.m. It doesn't matter. Um, I was born for this, so we can fight whenever.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Carl Neidhart with Zone Germany.
Hi, Justin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi there. One question. It's a little bit specific, but we all heard the story about you helping Khabib with his weight cut long time ago. Normally, Khabib has this aura of invincibility for his opponents. Now you have witnessed him in a spot of let's not say weakness, but in a frail, intimate state of the body. Is that a psychological advantage, maybe, because you don't have that respect from that aura that he normally brings for his opponents?
Uh, you know, no, it does not play a factor. I have to go through the same thing he does, and when the bitch comes out of me, I see it first and foremost before anybody else. It's happened before. It happens sometimes. You fight not to let it happen, but we are normal people. He is a normal person. He has emotions just like I do, and so I'll never believe anybody is, you know, greater than a man can be. So I know that it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. I don't even really remember it. I remember helping him out of the bathtub. It meant nothing at the time. He wasn't in a bad spot. He just needed help out of the bathtub, and I happened to be there because we had the same manager, and I was in the same. I was in his presence at the time. So it really was nothing more than that.
Fair enough. Is that level of respect between you two? Is that like the true essence of MMA? Not all the trash talk stuff and like talking bad behind each other's back and stuff like that, but just two athletes going at it and finding out who's the best?
I mean, I think it's definitely where we started. The reason why we started was just to see which martial art was superior. Now we get to see which part of the world is superior, in a sense. And so, I'm proud to represent the United States in this competition. That's all it is. It's a competition. It's a game. And when it's over, we will have our family. We will have love from our family, and so that's what gets me, through all this so easy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know where it's going.
From a tactical standpoint, I mean, normally in MMA, balance and finding the right distance are always important, but are they a little bit even more important in this combination since your style meets his style?
Yeah, I mean, this is a world championship fight. He's number one, number two, pound for pound in the world. So what was the specific question?
If balance and finding the right distance towards your opponent during the fight, if these factors are even more important considering the style you both bring to the table.
Yeah, I think it's the most important factor in any fight. Who controls distance is established very early on in the fight. You can't see it, I can't see it, but someone establishes that. So and usually that person is more effective. So it's going to be very important for me to establish distance control, and I have to keep moving off angles. I can't sit on the tracks. You call them the train tracks. I can't be on the same tracks as he's on. I have to constantly be off the tracks, and I possess some serious power. So I got to touch him when he's least expecting it, in a spot that he will go to sleep.
Thank you. And last question, your father has German roots. Is there a little connection towards Germany? Any relationship to the country?
Honestly, not a lot. I've never been. I was raised Hispanic. I'm white on the outside and brown on the inside. I've said it since day one. If you watch me fight, you know that's the truth.
Thank you very much for your time.
Take the next set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Cageside Press.
Justin, I'll ask you, recently they announced Michael Chandler as the alternate. You obviously don't want him to be necessary, but I just want to touch on your thoughts if you were to potentially face him.
I don't know, man. That has not even almost crossed my mind.
Is he somebody on the road, or is it only Khabib and you're not entertaining the other opponents?
Once I have the belt, it's gonna be funny when I get this belt. They're gonna be like, who you want to fight next? And the reason I'm getting this belt is so I don't have to call people out. I want the target on my back. So we'll see how the cards fall.
Understood. I saw you post on Instagram today. Look, I know as a public figure, and obviously since you're winning more big fights, you must get more and more DMs, some positive, some not. I just want to ask, how do you deal with that? You seem like a guy who probably keeps to yourself a bit. What's it like when you have all these people kind of trying to invade your personal life like that?
It comes with the territory, and it's really something that you have to expect. The only reason I shared that is because he said he has my address, and he said he was going to come, cause harm to me. So I wanted to just, kind of, I don't know, let it be known, I guess, that there's shitty people out there, even though we all know that. But, actually, since I made that post, the guy brought me back and said he was drunk and didn't remember saying it. And people suck.
I get you. I'm glad you're doing well with that. A bit of housekeeping. You said in your interview with Brett that you were looking to get your camera person since Khabib is probably going to have a crew. Was Ali able to get it done?
Yeah, I got him. My coach's son is coming out. He's our media guy.
Secondly, I know you talked about having Rafa Garcia in camp to help you a bit. People are wondering, though, were you ever able to work with Kamaru a lot for your wrestling to prepare for Khabib?
No, after Kamaru fought, he went back. He's been back for a week or two. But, no, he hasn't been a huge part of this camp.
My final question, you go out there, you'll have beaten Tony and Khabib back-to-back in 1 year. Have you thought about what that's going to feel like? What do you imagine when they raise your hand?
Man, I've thought about it, but I don't let myself go there because, it's not necessary. But it will feel incredibly fulfilling, I guess. It's been a long journey for me, long journey for my family, for my sister, my brother, my others, my sisters, my brother, now my nieces and nephew. We've been on this journey for a long time, so this is the pinnacle, and I got to go perform.
Hey, thank you, Justin. Good luck.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Igor Lazorin with TASS.
Justin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Justin. I'm from Russia. We made a live stream with you in Instagram. So
yep. I remember.
We met. Yep. Good day to my colleagues too. My question is, many fights in Fight Island are canceled due to coronavirus. Are you worried that your fight against Khabib could be canceled or postponed too in the same reason?
I mean, it's a concern, but I have zero control over any of that. So, I won't lose sleep. It would suck if that was to happen. That would be terrible. For one, someone would be, sick, so just wish that they would, get better if someone's sick. But the safety protocols are there for a reason. We're there to protect the athletes, protect the employees mostly. The UFC employees aren't there to get sick. They're there to get a paycheck. So, we need to protect them.
And second question. Many people told Justin underdog, Justin underdog, Justin underdog. What can you say to these people?
I'm an underdog this fight. If you bet the last one, you made some good money. I'll never advise people to go bet their money, but I've only lost when I was the favorite. I'll say that. I was the favorite against Eddie. I was the favorite against Poirier, and I was an underdog against Vic. Brilliant.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Nolan King with MMA Junkie.
Time. And I think by a lot of people's assessments, this fight is the biggest one of your career. I think that's a given. But for a guy like you who's been on the, in some of the most grueling fights in MMA history, dishing it out, receiving it, for a fight like this, does it feel any different? I mean, do you have nerves when you go into something like this? Is there an extra added level of anxiety, or is it just another fight?
I mean, it's the biggest fight of my life. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. But no, I'm not going to let outside influences influence the way I need to think or act or prepare. So it's really just staying, true to my beliefs, which is, be better than yesterday, make better choices than yesterday. And, I've been doing that for 8 weeks now. I got, 3.5 more. So I'll be ready. I'll be ready as I possibly can be.
Yeah, and 28 guys have tried to defeat Khabib, and that's never happened. So for you, I mean, what do you think the X factor is here for you? What do you think you can do differently, maybe that these other 28 guys have failed at?
I don't know. Every fighter's different. He's fought a lot of different guys. My confidence is probably my biggest factor right now. Paired with the power that I possess. Paired with the coach that I have. That's a dangerous combination. And I don't care if I win or lose, at the end of the day, as long as I make my family happy, as long as I'm proud of my performance, then it doesn't matter. That's what makes me most dangerous. I don't know if he's ever fought someone like that. He probably has. And another factor is a lot of luck, a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of skill, and a little bit of luck in this game. So anybody can go to sleep. He's a fool if he doesn't think, he can go to sleep.
Awesome, Justin. Well, good luck, man. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Julian Kiewicz with Independent Media.
Hi, Justin. This is Julian from Cape Town, South Africa. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, thank you, man. I just wanted to know from you, obviously you guys had the same manager. Was there any point of time that Ali saw this fight coming along and had a discussion with you guys regarding things, how to go down the line and how you guys feel about it?
I don't talk to Ali about other athletes that he manages. I expect him to, when we're talking about business for me, that's all that matters. The way that this happened, I guess we probably weren't able to have that step. I wasn't supposed to fight Tony, but I did. And as soon as I beat him, this fight was, you can't take this away from me. So, Ali is here to make his athletes' dreams come true. In a sense, he has a little, he has some good control over that on, when it comes to negotiating, making money, getting fights. So, even people that know me and Khabib, and they're like, man, I don't want to see this fight. I'm like, why, if we're both your friend, why wouldn't you be happy that these guys are fighting to be the best in the world, in what we chose to do? This is our choice. This is what we chose to make, our job. So for me, if this was my brother, it would be so magical and special that we both made it to the pinnacle of a sport to fight each other, to compete against each other. So if you're a competitor, that's how you look at it, and if you're, emotional, then, you don't, maybe.
Cool. And then just after the death of his father and seeing that his father played such a huge role in his life, did you expect him to take a bit more time, or say, Justin, can we move this fight maybe to December or something like that?
Uh, I don't know. I can't put myself in the shoes. If it was, no, I don't even want to. Couldn't even put myself in his shoes because I don't want to ever think about that. But if I was in his shoes, I would fight. If I was in his shoes, my dad would want me to fight. That's what we do. That's
Cool.
what my dad would do.
Cool. And then just lastly, regarding the podcast with Joe Rogan, I know Tim has been trying to get the gloves also to be go mainstream. Also, has he got made any grounds with his designs? And obviously, there's big issues with the gloves in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean we're constantly selling out of our gloves. We've sold probably last 2 weeks. We finally got to send out our initial one of our pre-orders, and we sent out like 480 pairs of gloves. We got shin guards and headgears coming very soon, and when that hits the market, I mean it's going to change. It's just practicality of the equipment that's supposed to protect you is there. The science is there, the innovation is there. Equipment hasn't changed. They put a pad and they want it to weigh a certain amount. You go look at 16-ounce gloves on the market, and you're rarely going to find a 16-ounce glove that weighs 16 ounces. They're going to weigh 15, 14, 13. So it's important. It's important that you're wearing 16 ounces to protect your opponents, or not opponents. You don't protect your opponents. You're training and trying to stay healthy. And yeah, it's huge. But starting a small business, I'm sure anywhere in the world is not easy.
Yeah.
There's so many steps you have to come across, so many mountains you have to climb, and we're doing it though. Trevor is an innovator, and he will change. He won't change, but he will play a huge role in changing the way we approach training.
On the gloves and the equipment, and also I can't wait to see you make that speech to let your mom know that she has to retire by now. All the best, brother.
Thank you, man. You have a great day.
Same to you, for sure.
We'll take our next set of questions from Tanuj Lakhina with Network 18.
Jason, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. So I just wanted to know, do you see and approach this fight any different to what you would in the past?
No.
I mean, any sort of different mechanism that you're considering or doing in the past few weeks and going forward as well?
Nope. Just be my best. I'm explosive. I'm athletic. I don't look athletic, but I could do a flip off a fence, no problem. I can do it on the ground, no problem. I'm just athletic. I'm going to rely on the skills that I possess, that I have, been, honing for since I was 4. So I'm going to go ahead and keep relying on hard work and smart choices, and I'm going to go in there and fight. I have to fight an incredible fight. At this level, you have to be perfect. You cannot make mistakes. If he wants to go in there and throw caution to the wind, then it's not a smart plan. If I want to do the same, that's absolutely stupid.
Coming to the strategy itself, Eddie Alvarez believes you don't have enough tools to deal with Khabib, especially with the grappling. What are your thoughts on that assessment?
One more time.
Eddie Alvarez believes you don't have enough tools to deal with Khabib, especially with the grappling. So what are your thoughts on that assessment made?
I don't care what Eddie says.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will take the next set of questions from Sumik Dada with Sportskeeda.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Okay, so my first question was, back at UFC 249, you ended Tony Ferguson's winning streak, which eventually got you to this position. So what is your biggest takeaway from a fight like that? Ending Tony's winning streak.
There was a lot of good things to take away. I was very surprised that I could fight, that long, and be that effective for that long. So that adds to my confidence going into this fight. It'll be super important.
So recently we saw you respond to Conor McGregor on Twitter. You said you don't want to talk about him, but was there ever an offer on the table? Do you maybe fight against him?
I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, they asked, obviously after I beat Tony, they said, I could fight him, but there was never an option for me. When I beat Tony that night, I punched my ticket. That was my golden ticket. I'm not gonna, offer it up for free. I'm gonna punch my golden ticket.
You said that you won the target on your back after winning the title, but I really want to ask you that would you like to avenge a loss to Dustin Poirier maybe at some time down the road?
Absolutely, yes. That would be very important to me.
Okay, last question. Last question from me. So Khabib, as we know, he's unbeaten so far, but you said that you want to see him bleed inside the cage with you. What do you have to you have to do differently in order to beat him, and what difference could we see from Justin Gaethje that other people couldn't do?
I don't know. Michael Johnson was a good striker. Dustin Poirier is a good striker. Um, Neither are as athletic as me. Neither, um, possess skills to scramble out of takedowns, um, and things like that. I mean, they don't not possess the skills, but it's not their forte. That's what I've been doing for a long time. As long as Khabib is trained, I have trained. I promise you that. There's no possible way. We're the same age. He has not worked harder or longer than me. It's not possible. So I don't know what I offer different. That's it's really an irrelevant question because the reason why you're such a big fan of the sport and the reason why I'm such a big fan of the sport is because of the unpredictability, and that's what I'm counting on.
Okay, well, I wish you good luck for your fight, sir.
Thank you.
We will take our next set of questions from Leslie Wilson with Gulf News.
Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Hi.
Can you hear me, Justin?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Justin. It's a case of so near and yet so far, because I'm a journalist living down in Dubai, and it's an absolute honor to see you face to face over here. But there's one problem. Coming on the back end of the interview line, many of the questions that I had in mind have already been asked by somebody else. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go to plan B and ask you some questions that may sound ridiculous. Okay, here we go. Well, most of us are sipping our Java coffee in the morning on chomping on some scrambled eggs and hash browns. You be there facing up with another monster early morning. Isn't it strange, bizarre to be fighting early morning when people are just brushed their teeth and just waking up, getting their senses going, Justin?
It will be crazy. One thing that's a little bit different about this fight, I believe, I still haven't got an answer, but I don't believe we'll be fighting at the same time as the UFC cards have been happening. I think we'll be on European time, and I haven't figured out exactly what that means, but I believe I'll be fighting between 2 and 3 p.m. my time, local time where I'm at right now.
Yeah, body clock. Yeah, cool.
So I'll be good.
Yeah. Justin, you probably watched the Poirier Khabib fight a couple of times. Were there any lessons that you learned from that? Dustin wasn't without his chances to break the invincibility of Khabib. Is there anything that you saw a glimmer of hope?
I watched the fight the night that it happened, but I have not watched it since. I remember after the fight, I thought, Poirier really shit the bed when it comes to trying to stay off the fence, and people could be so good where it's just absolutely impossible to keep you out of, or, keep yourself out of that position. And then I'll look like an asshole and a stupid ass. So, we're going to find out. I believe that I possess the skills to, for one, stay off the fence. If he wants to take me down, let's do it in the open, where proper technique is absolutely necessary. And that's my goal.
Totally agree. So how do you think you're going to keep the fight in the middle, Justin?
Well, I mean, Tony never got close to me. It's all about controlling distance. How I control distance is cause, it's going to be changing levels. It's going to be moving off, I stated train tracks. I can't be on the train tracks with him. If there's a straight line, here. I got to be somewhere off. If he's going to close the distance and try to take me out, I have to at least threaten damage. Whether I'm collarbone, I'm elbowing an elbow, I'm punching an elbow or a shoulder, whatever. As long as it's in this area, it's going to cause hesitation, and hesitation, eventually will be a killer.
Yeah. I'm going to say something ridiculous. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Floyd Mayweather, 40-0, etc. And I feel there are a lot of comparisons with him and Khabib in the octagon as well. He's kind of an awkward fighter to me. Is that something you agree with, Justin?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he's so effective because it's
I agree. Yeah,
what he is, what you're gonna see. It's impossible to replicate what you're gonna see. He is perfect. We all in wrestling. Everyone has a certain move that they're great at, even though it's not technically sound. It's not even what you should be doing, but for some reason it works for this person, and that's how he is. He is very great, and he's going to be. It's going to be a chess match. I got to be very, methodical approach.
Yeah. Hope you beat the Kasparov, Justin.
What's that?
I said I hope you have the Kasparov. You said it's a chess match, so the great Kasparov made chess something else. Yeah.
As long as we ain't playing real chess, because I ain't good at that.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers, bro, and best of luck.
Later, man. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
We will take our last set of questions from Mike Bond with USA Today.
Justin, obviously none of us are pleased we're in a pandemic right now, but given how you performed against Tony with the no crowd, are you happy that this fight is going to be under those circumstances as well, especially given where it's taking place? I assume it would have been a very pro Khabib crowd.
Yeah, shit, I want to go into those hostile territories. So this is a missed opportunity right now, actually. But all of it's irrelevant, to be honest with you. The most important thing would be for my parents to be there. But outside that, nothing matters, man.
Fair play. And last thing from me, given what Khabib has done, do you think this is going to be, if you win, the last time you run into him, or do you think 28-0, that's worthy of potentially an immediate rematch?
There's a lot of factors that come into that. How you lose. If it's a really, really close fight and I somehow get a controversial decision, then yeah, I mean, I'm sure we would fight a rematch. If I can finish him early, I'm going to look for the next mountain to climb. If I, get finished early, he's going to keep fighting. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. How this fight goes is a huge factor.
And I know it's a bit of a loaded question, but if I just asked you, when you think about it in your mind, what kind of a UFC champion do you want to be? What do you want your title reign to look like? What would you say to that?
I don't know. I like to fight at least twice a year. That'd be cool.
Sweet. Thanks, Justin. Best of luck.
Thank you so much for the time, Justin. That is all we have for you, sir. You are good to go.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys.